If you're playing Tarisland right now on global launch, you might be a bit confused as a new player what to do, but I've got 10 tips and tricks right here for you so you're able to actually take advantage and get a good lead on everyone else who's not watched this video. So let's jump into all of these tips and tricks. Hello everyone, yes, smash a like, comment and subscribe for more daily videos with me, MrSneakyy, the one and only way here back on Tarisland, and I thought I'd give you 10 top tricks that you should be using right now if you're playing this game. If you're brand new, this will honestly help you massively. Just get around and just take advantage of these systems. It'll get you honestly ahead than other players that are not doing this, and I'm watching everyone fail on stream. So the first one, what I really want to go over is a way you can actually save a bunch of time, right? So anytime you're doing any sort of quests on the, side and stuff like this, I see a lot of players obviously trying to mount up and then maybe click on one of these areas and then obviously going and following the quest line, right? And obviously that quest line could be pretty far away. The thing is, if you press your map key, this is obviously on PC, it will be M, or if you even just click on the map at the very top of the screen, it will bring you into the map area, right? So you can see where all of this is. And the cool thing is, if you wanted to go into different areas, even of just this map, what you're able to do is use the actual teleport stones. This is the big tip and trick. Honestly, a lot of people ain't using these. Just by double tapping onto those, you're going to be able to, as you can see, teleport instantly to a location. And the cool thing is, this works for everywhere, right? So if you are just trying to just get around anywhere on the map and just try and figure out, what you can do and stuff, then that is going to help you massively, right? If we hit the little world icon here, we can just use it as well just to go to, let's say, Ancient Canyon. So we need to do a bunch of quests over here. You can just use the double tap icon and teleport straight to there. So I hope that helps you guys out. You'll be able to get around the map a lot quicker now, and you're not wasting as much time going from quest to quest. So the next tip and trick is going to be 2 combined here. So we're going to do number 2 and 3 together, and it's all to do with the character. So one thing with this game, obviously, when you pick your race, remember your race and kind of class is tied together at the moment. So if you want to play warrior like I am, you are going to be this human guy. But what you're able to do is in the character area, if you ever pick any of these, the biggest tip and trick here is your attribute. So if you go to where you press the C button or go to the attribute screen, here's going to show you your gear score. So you can see mine's at 46 at the moment. I'm level 20, about to hit ding to level 21, and then progress into level 22 for day 1. Then afterwards, what we're going to be able to see is our main areas. So you can see our main attribute we need is glancing, omni, and then going into cooldown, which is stamina, focus, and strength. So you can see kind of what you want there: glancing or cooldown reduction, then stamina, focus, and strength if you're playing the tank role of a warrior. So that's a really good way if you're just trying to figure out what stats you need, or when you're trying to put certain points into your inscribe stone. Now you should have a good idea of what you kind of want to prioritize first, and then go on to the next level without making any major mistakes. Then on top of this, right, so you're able to do this with obviously your class. And one thing a lot of players do obviously forget is the fact that your character as well is able to go through the skill menu, right? So the skill menu here is going to be equal on either side. So a lot of players kind of get scared switching these classes, because when you are Raffle, you can see there's no levels there. But as soon as you hit enable, you can see instantly, boom, all of these different stats are now followed straight across, and now they're level 20. So you're able to actually switch on the fly, guys. So if you're solo leveling, you're doing any sort of questing, for example, all on your own, you might want to go the damage route of your class just to push through that type of content. And then if you're doing a raid or a dungeon, this is where you might want to switch class, go to maybe the war shield, be in that dedicated tank role and learn what you need to do for your group. So this is really helpful for a lot of players. So if you are scared about, oh, which spec should I play, don't worry about it, because you're actually able to play both of them on the entire line. So the fourth tip and trick that I want to go over is to do with crafting. One of the latest or newest things that you will get right towards the end of your day one experience. You unlock it around level 18, and there will be a crafting guide video coming out very soon. But what I really want to talk about is the fact that how you're able to use crafting, especially as a free-to-play player, to your advantage. Because the thing is with crafting, it is going to cost you a little bit of your vigor, obviously, to collect any of the resources, obviously craft them into any of the resources and doing anything else with them, right? So anything to do with the profession is going to cost you a little bit of vigor. However, you're able to craft some really good things in here. And by crafting certain things such as crit potions, for example, if you're an alchemist, or even going down to the runes, all these different runes you can see here, players are going to be needing these. And because of that, you're going to be able to use the auction house with your profession. And by doing that, you're actually going to be able to sell certain items from professions. All have their benefits. So this means all 4 different professions for free-to-plays are able to generate them gold for their account by selling the right items in this auction house, right? On day 1, you won't obviously get access to a lot of things, so don't stress out too much. All I'm going to say as a tip and trick for that is just make sure your vigor is always empty. So when you go to sleep and wake up, it can be maxed out, ready for day 2. So you can go a little bit more harder in progressing. So nice and easy tip and trick there. Abuse crafting. Crafting is a really good tool. Do not sleep on it at all. So the next tip and trick does involve one thing we just kind of mentioned, which is the auction house. So the auction house is going to be basically the trade center. So if you just click onto where the little hammer is at the very top here, you're able to go into this area. This is going to be where you're able to find items, and you can buy them for silver if you're trying to, auction it. Or you can put a set instant buy price for gold. And you can see, for example, if I go to armor right now, there's 126 gold being sold on this piece of equipment. So if someone was going to buy this, they're going to have to spend at least 126 for that. But there's over 115 available quantities. So you can kind of see this as like a nice set price. So if you are trying to find maybe some very quick gear because you're maybe not a little bit strong enough, you can always check out the trade store. The trade store might help you a lot powering up. But a really good area, honestly, of this is going to be where you look at the materials. Stuff in the materials is going to be your go-to place for professions, because the one thing that the trade house does really good for players is anyone in the different types of professions in the game is going to give you obviously different rewards. So if you go to like the tailor, for example, this is going to give you some like different types of greaves, the gauntlets, the boots. Look at the forge. This is the top side, so you got a helmet, chest, and the gauntlets. And the thing is, each of the different professions do require items from each other to craft the better gear in the game. So that's why the trade store here being the next tip and trick is so important, and that you guys need to kind of not be scared of it, and understand with this trade store you're actually going to be able to push a lot of your progress the further and longer you obviously play the game, and the longer and longer the server life comes up, so you're able to craft better and better stuff. So the next tip and trick, and a really important one, but a lot of players will not be using, which is very funny, is the social side of the game. So in this Tarisland, when you go to a social tab and you join a guild, or if you go and add any of your friends in the game, and obviously you get a cool little friend list going, you're going to be able to earn some cool rewards. And the way you're able to do that is through the shop. So if you click on the little very top icon, you can see the hot items people are spending money on, like the gems and stuff, as well as stuff like the manual store, which you guys will know will be very important later down the line. And if you are looking at this, little added tip and trick here, save your coins because you are going to be needing the vigor, and here is 100 vigor for you, so you can really push your actual professions, which is really, really good on that. But going back to the main tip and trick here, when you go to the social shop, here we go. We have the guild shop and the friendship shop, right? So both of these stores, you're able to actually earn the currency as long as you're playing with those guys. So if you go to the very top here, it says anytime you are clearing dungeons with guild members and earn companion badges, every extra member from the guild in that actual squad is going to grant 1 extra badge, and you use these to completely basically buy these different stuff. And it's really cool. You can get a brand new mount, you can get the upgrade for the mount, you can get Dizzy, which is a little floaty thing above your head, which is kind of cool, like a pendant, and then all sorts of different, you know, consumables that you need. Same with friends, so you can double up on this tip and trick. If you add everyone in your party, they're all friends and they're all in your guild, you're going to be able to do some crazy farming here and get a bunch of different stuff, again, from the store for your account, which is, again, including a really cool mount for yourself, a friendship pack, and different stuff like coins and consumables for you. So don't sleep on the shop, don't sleep on friends, add some friends, play with them, get into a guild, and socialize in Tarisland. So the next tip and trick is going to be more helpful to players trying to gain power and just trying to gain a little bit of an edge in this game. And it's going to be how to get your one and only inscribed runestone increased, right? So this is a massive tree. It's very complicated. I might make my own guide on it potentially, but there is tons of websites out there and even YouTube videos that will give you a guide on this thing. But this is just a giant talent tree that's going to give you loads of different stats depending on which routes and which paths you take for your class. If you're just playing this game casually, honestly, you can just place this where you want. If you are more of a mid-max player, obviously you know what to do. Go to the competitive sites and follow those guides accordingly. But in order to get this this type of rune stuff, what you need, you go to the gameplay area and go to the universal hall, and you can see here produces 100 inscribed stone energy. Here also includes some cool emblems that you're going to need, and 1 random class exclusive emblem for completing the universal hall. So universal hall is going to be a really important area for you. You are going to be wanting to do this, as well as obviously when you go into the gameplay areas, there's the dungeons and the conquer, right? All 3 areas here are very important. These are where you're going to be going with your party members to clear, to get all the different rewards in the game. Just remember, each dungeon, as you can see, does have a specific amount of reward chances. So I've only got 1 more reward left for this, so it's always best to try and get the normal difficulty completed and then do all elite difficulty raids or dungeons if you're able to maximize on the total amount of rewards on all of this, right? So I hope you guys enjoyed that little tip and trick all about, you know, dungeoneering and gaining a little bit of power towards your inscribed stone. So the next tip and trick does follow on beautifully from the last one, and it's to do with your dungeons and your raids or anything in this game, which obviously takes a little bit of group effort to do. And that's one thing, is the guides. I love it. Even though we will be making our own video guides on any of these dungeons for you, if you want to check them out, let me know and I will probably put them in the pipe work. Just put a comment down below. But what you can do in this game, just if you want a nice kind of basic understanding on just understand what's going on, hit the guide button. Hit the guide button. Don't be scared to hit the guide button. You can see what each of these guys do at all of the stages, what each of these little mechanics are doing on all of your bosses. And then on top of this, you can see the boss skills, all the different types of different effects it's doing on stage 1 as well as stage 2, and then on top of everything, the challenge stage, right? And it gives you even tips and tricks to keep going on how to do this. So really good little area for you, right? So if you are coming into the dungeons, maybe you're dying too often, you don't understand why you're dying, just check out the guide there. They will help you out a ton and make you probably understand from one of the mechanics you might have been missing when you was participating. So, one of the greatest tips in this, and this is probably more exclusive for PC players, you can still do this on mobile, but obviously you want to probably do this more on PC, because I think the mobile framework is perfect, and obviously for PC gamers, they like the customizability. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to customize our whole area. So if we go to the settings tab and hit customize, you're able to change everything. You can see this, right? So if you're trying to find target selection, target info area, you know, important target, DBM area, just everything to do with this, any part of the game, you can change it. And the thing is, if you've moved stuff and you don't like it and you feel like, oh no, it's in the wrong zone, you can always hit the reset all button and go again. So you don't have to, you know, be crazy, you don't have to be scared. But this is honestly one really good one, because you can do all sorts, right? If you're one of those guys that likes to have their, you know, map down here so you can have everything kind of like together, you can run that. You can have it there, you know. If you want to be like a streamer like me and you want to hide the chat like we've got here, you can just put the chat and hide it away from everyone else, you know what I'm saying? So it's really good that you're able to actually move all these different things and obviously damage areas and maps and stuff. Really, really cool little zone. So again, nice little tip and trick there. Test it out. Obviously you don't need to use this if you don't want to, but it's there for you. Just hit the system, hit the customize, and boom. One other tip and trick you can do, which I want to tell you, if you are randomly playing this game and say maybe you might run into an area, I don't know, run around here, and let's just say hypothetically we were stuck in this, you can also press settings and hit unstick. This is gonna basically get you out of a sticky situation, right? So nice little good one as well. So nice tip and trick there. Let's move on to the next ones. So this is gonna be the main final tip and trick for everyone. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this video so far, and if you have, help me out, smash that subscribe button, hit the like button, share some more tips and tricks down below, and some of the best tips and tricks that you suggest I might write down, even give you guys the credit in the comment section and obviously in the video. We'll make an even better tips and tricks for the community so they can always get better and better. But this one is going to be to do with progression. So one massive tip and trick for players when they start playing Tarisland, and they're going to get really scared when they do this, is the way the game is set up. So the way the things are when you play this, it's all on a server life timer. So for example, on day 1, you're only going to be able to get to level 22 on your max level, or level 20 I believe. It's level 22 or level 20. From there, what you're able to do is not level up any further. But what you can do is dungeon. You can get more gear still. You're able to, you know, communicate with your guildies. You're still able to complete the main quest line. You're able to do quite a lot of other stuff in the game that isn't going to be required of you, you know, from your current level. Obviously, you're going to get to a certain point where it might lock you just because of the levels of ads. But that's obviously, it is what it is, sadly, right? However, this obviously does come into consideration with crafting too. So you can see, even with crafting, if I want to craft certain things, I can. But if we go into the lower ones, you can see this is day 6 to craft the intermediate potions. The elementary ones are really good. You can get these straight away. But again, if I go down like crit potion, it's day 2. Combo potion, day 2. Defense potion, day 2. So everything is going to be server bound. And what that does mean for a lot of players is, if you don't get on first day of a server, or maybe in the first hour or so, don't stress. You are able to catch up with a lot of players. It's going to be locked, and within, you know, maybe a day or two, when you come back online properly and you have a really good session, you're going to level up, you're going to catch up, and you will be back on track where everyone else is. So don't be honestly too fret and scared when it comes to progressing in this game. The game has a really good job at basically gating progression even against pay-to-wins, which is really nice for free-to-play players and pay-to-wins to kind of progress at the same pace and help each other out in this social game. So that's pretty much 10 tips and tricks for Tarisland. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. And the final thing we need to say, and it shouldn't be a tip and trick to be honest, but have fun, right? Have fun with this game. I've honestly been coming into it open eyes, ignoring all the bad press about the pay to win structure, and honestly I've been enjoying it. It's been a really fun game. It's been very enjoyable, especially playing a warrior, smashing down the enemies with some big hits. Been a really good time. And honestly, with these tips and tricks, honestly, you guys will get better at this game. So I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Smash like, comment, and subscribe. You know what to do. And until the next Tarisland video, stay safe, stay sneaky, guys. Peace out.